What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton, with your guy, Football Junkie, over here. Give it up. Yeah. And here we are on Saturday, sit down, straight barbershop talk, coming at you live, direct, and correct with some Mo news. That's right, I said Mo news, M-O news that you can use. Give it up.
Uh,
Football Junkie, what's going on with you, brother?
man, ain't nothing much going on with me, man. Just taking it slow, checking out all the information that's going on through the web and stuff like that and whatnot. But man, like I was saying to you, man, I'm low key hyped, man.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
I'm low key hyped, man.
Okay, everybody, did y'all hear that? Football Junkie say he is low key hyped. So let's let him explain to us why he is low key hyped. So I guess there's room for more hype because you're
Yes,
low
sir.
key right now. So it's room for more growth
It's
of
room for more.
hypeness.
Yeah,
All right, well, what's going on? What's going on? What did I miss, bro? I mean, fill me in.
man. I'm like this, bro. I'm like this with me saying I'm low key hyped because this is why they hate us as Dallas Cowboy fans. When we know, we know. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we just don't know. So right now we at the back door trying to find the front. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting for the house to catch on fire. You hear me?
Yeah.
We're waiting for the house to catch on fire. When the house catch on fire, they ain't gonna be able to shut out Miles, man. They're not gonna be able to shut out Miles. They not. They ain't gonna be able to shut us up.
So there's got that. What is it that got you low key hype? Because then you seeing something. There's a vision or something that you're scoping out. What is that you seeing that's kind of getting you, in this low key hype mode, brother?
Man, I thought about uh a couple of seasons ago when Dak had the 11 game season when he had went down with the injury, with the ankle injury and stuff like that. And at that time, Dak had threw around 45, 4,600 yards in at that time in 11 games. He had already threw 4,500 plus yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Being that I'm saying that, I'm looking, I'm thinking about CD, I'm thinking about George, and I'm thinking about what's the possibility, who could be at three, who could be at four, what we got going on in the backfield and stuff like that. What's going on with the offensive line, the energy that Schottenheimer is bringing, is allowing his players to be themselves and exhume themselves at whatever pace they are at practice and stuff like that. All the camaraderie that's going on with the Cowboys. I haven't seen no full team camaraderie with the Cowboys in years, dog. In years.
Ooh, that's some energy right there, y'all. Can y'all feel that energy? I'm kind of
Bro,
hyped up now. Ooh. All right, so yeah, that is something to say. I mean, that is something to mention as far as Dak and his performance, and now that he has an ex receiver on the other side of CeeDee Lamb, and we got this running game, and just the culture, like you said, the culture. We talked about that. We talking about the culture, but the culture is everything, and basically, where the culture is set up in this locker room, on the field, in the office, it's all about competition and pressure, playing under pressure. This is what we heard from Michael Irvin. This is what they're doing. They're putting them in pressure situations. They're allowing them to compete because we know that this running back room is super, super deep. The receiver room is super deep. The linebacker room is super deep. So the cornerback, super deep. So yeah, everybody got, hey, it's balls to the wall right now, brother.
balls to the
So
walls,
yeah,
man.
nobody can make mistakes. So it's not saying that just because this guy's been paid, he's going to get the first reps. No, I heard also this real quick, and I'm gonna let you finish up. But they had who was that? Schoonmaker taking first team snap, putting Ferguson on second and third, and they just switching the tight ends up. Hey, everybody gonna get a shot with the first team. So that's what we're talking about when when we say competition, right?
Right. Not only
Wow.
that, not only that, not only that, Hilton is a backup quarterback. He's putting pressure on Dak to perform.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. That's right. That's right. So, and Michael Irvin said, Dak, don't get hurt. Don't
Okay.
get hurt.
Now,
And it's
now there's no room for pinning the tail on the donkey. None whatsoever with Dak. There's no pinning the tail on the donkey situation. None whatsoever. You either gonna be able to play in the big light, or you just gonna have stage fright for the rest of your career, buddy. Because say when you got a CD Lamb and a George Pickens to your left and one to your right, they might be deuced up on one side together.
yeah, that's so true.
Man, look, dog. They say it's either fight or flight. Which one is it, baby?
Well, I'm hoping that they're going to definitely fight. Give it up. You know what I mean? Hopefully there is some fighting. Like you say with Dak, we got to have some fight. But I want to share this with you, brother, for since we're talking about Dak. So it's been reported. Dak say shoe. One man's trash is another man's treasure. So by fan side, it's been reported Dak Prescott throws Steelers under the bus over George Pickens. That's what I said. So basically this is what they was talking about. You know, they was talking about the big trade, which is one of the biggest trades in this offseason with the Pittsburgh Steelers sending George Pickens to Dallas Cowboys. So now they saying part of the reason why they traded Pickens was undoubtedly due to the upcoming contract concerns. But also they were talking about the off field troubles that played a role with Pickens' reputation. So yeah, and you know, I guess they thought they would move on before, you know, the contract was due. So but this is what Dak said. Dak said about George, yeah, George Pickens. Did I say? Yeah, George Pickens. Yeah, we got George and we got Joe. Joe Milton is named after his granddaddy, and George
Yeah.
named after his daddy. That ain't right. That ain't right.
Hey,
Anyway, so this is what Dak said. Dak said the guy, he's been great. He's been phenomenal. He's a guy that loves football, loves his teammate. He's been excited every day that he's been here. He's been early, so no concerns on the personal matters of GP and anything about it. Just super excited that he's on our team. He's one of us. He's a brother, and it's just about continue to grow and make sure we're putting the best out there. That's his approach. Now, with that being said, say that what you're saying?
oh, no, I'm listening to you.
No, and he said, but this Prescott also said that's why I don't think you should ever really listen to what somebody else says about somebody. I think you should judge everyone. Not judge, but find out for yourself who they are and allow them to reveal their character to you. Give it up for Dak. That sounds like fight to me, football junkie. What you thinking with that comment there, brother?
Man, I love the fact that Dak did what he did, man, and said what he said, because every bit of that situation is also 110% fact. George Pickens, man, for as I see from George Pickens and for what I know concerning George Pickens is that George Pickens basically he's just a dog. He's an animal out there on that football field. He's gonna get in your face, get in your grill, throw some punches with you and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Uh, or is just anything off the field. I think that's a rumor mill right there. I think
yeah.
that's a complete rumor mill because if here in Dallas, it's a lot of trouble to get into Dallas.
They show.
And you're a cowboy too.
I
You
didn't
got the
get
key
in.
to the city, baby. We got the key to the city. So come on now, let's be real. Let's be actual factual about this situation. George
Yeah,
Pickens is just to go ball out, dog.
yeah, that's so true, man. And that's what they, that's what they have basically labeled him as. But at the end of the day, that's what Dak said. You have to judge him for yourself, And again, George Pickens has every reason to be upset. You got two different quarterbacks throwing you the ball, and not both not every quarterback throws the same, so it's adjustment. So then you got, as a receiver, I know this personally, man. You running out there, coming off that line of scrimmage, you create separation, break and get into your break, and you look back. The ball is thrown over your head, it's thrown behind you, or you
Yeah,
ain't even looking at you. So you
yeah.
charge that one to the game. Guess what you do, football junk? You run back to the huddle. All right, call your player again. Okay, I'm going to create separation again. Boom, 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 boom. Create separation, make your break wide open, and now he's not even looking at you. So
Come
yeah,
on now.
a receiver is some a little bit more vocal than others. CD, he throw the facial expressions, but you never would just hear him, just get too vocal. But George Pickens, then Michael Irvin, then Dez Bryant, and Terrell Owens. All these guys are different, and how they show their passion for the game. And I can really say, football junk, I think it's more passion than anything. You think?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd be mad too as a receiver. I'd be mad as hell. I run 20, 30 yards down the field. You don't see me, and I'm wide open. You
Well, that's
thinking? What are you thinking?
Hey
Come
man,
on, man.
oh man, I could. Well, I'm telling you that there was my senior year, man, in high school, and then we had this quarterback that wasn't really that great, and man, it hurt my chances more than anything, man. My junior year was better than my senior year because my senior, the quarterback was a junior, and God, no, every time I look back, he running for his life. I'm like, God, man, listen. So yeah, it's understandable. You think?
Oh yeah, it's understandable. Totally understandable, man. Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Also in other news, man, I'm not sure if you heard about this one, but oh man, so we got an injury. Yeah, we got an injury. It says it's been by the Landry hat. Questionable Cowboys sign is already backfiring after mid-cap injury. It looks to say that let me see, where is it at? Well, let me just break it down. Uh, while the Cowboys have managed to avoid uh, injury, veteran offensive lineman Robert Jones left Tuesday Tuesday's practice with an undisclosed injury
Mm.
and was not spotted on Wednesday. Okay, so the details and severity of Jones' injury remains undisclosed. Regardless, it is far from ideal for one of the Dallas' biggest move in free agency. So it shows that it also tells that Robert Jones was signed to a 1 year, $3.75 million deal as the first response to Zach Martin retirement. Okay, so which the fans didn't take kindly to the move. Um, Only defensive end Dante Fowler got a $6 million deal. Was only one among the team with the external signing. So, but yeah. So, what does this do to our front line, football junkie?
Well, we got to keep moving, man. I mean, it's we don't know the extent of the injury or anything like that. Hope is nothing that's real egregious or anything like that that he could possibly get back on the field and be a
Yeah,
part of what we got going and whatnot. But as we always say, next man up.
next man up. That's right. You sure right about that. And you're so right about that, man. Because but you know what? I like though Robert Jones. I just liked what he brought to the table, man. He was one that he go look for work. He might take care of his man, and he gonna go look for more work. And that's one thing I
Yeah,
liked about Robert Jones. And I thought he was gonna probably be a competition of on his front line. So just something that we're gonna have to see what happens. Like I said, hopefully it's not that serious. So we'll have to see, man. So, what else you got going on? You got anything else you got share with us besides your low key height?
man. I can't, I can't stop talking about Shotty, man. I was looking at some stuff the other day, how they was out all in practice and whatnot, one of the final days in camp. And man, bro, man,
Yeah.
say, say, man, these boy might be crunker than the GSU marching band, man. It might be hyper than the Southern band, man. I'm talking about say this man. I
South
don't know
Boom, baby.
what I don't know what he injecting over there, but he done injected and infused a whole lot of life over there, and these players are responding to him, and that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
And that's so true. Again, like I mentioned once before, man, it's a lot different from Mike McCarthy. I hadn't had the opportunity to go out there to the field yet to see what they look like. But as far as from what I've heard, it's more of an up tempo NASCAR type practice. When they run plays, they run full speed. And you
Right,
and I both agreed that it's in the best interest of the players to get the motors running at a high level to get used to running that like that in the season. According to Mike McCarthy's practice, like I mentioned once before, he has a navigation type practice. You practice to not get hurt. Yeah, this is
mm,
exactly. It was called GPS. It was a navigation. practice. You practice not to get hurt, trying to save the bodies until season. But the only way the body's going to be saved is you got to go at high level paces, which we're seeing what Schottenheimer is doing, man. And then we got to talk about Junior Adams, the receiver coach. That's a big time move. We got to talk about Connor Riley. We got to talk about Clayton Adams. So I think that makes a difference too, football junkie. You think?
Oh yeah. I mean, a head coach is only as good as his coaching staff, man. Can't get no better than that. Your
Yeah,
coaching staff is the one that really gets these guys prepared for the game each week. Get them focused on the lesson plan and breaking down their opponents and whatnot. The head
yeah.
coach basically is bringing the whole ship together and making sure it keeps sailing, don't sink. But it's all about the coaching staff.
So true, so true. And with that being said, we've been talking about the offensive side of the ball, but we also can move to the defensive side of the ball, talking about Matt Eberflus. And there's some notes from Brian Broadus. Caught him on 105.3, the fan. And, like I said, when we bring something, we're going to try to bring you reliable sources. And Brian Broadus is one that basically was at the practice, and he shared some notes with us. And I wanted to kind of share with the audience and you too, football junkie, what you probably heard. But when we talk about this defensive side of the ball, we're talking about Kaiir Elam. Says that Brian Browder said this guy's actually making major moves, and there go my granddaughter. Hey, baby. Yeah, yeah. You see how I get trolled, bro. Hey, baby. Sounded like a papa. Hey, baby. But they're still talking about Kaiir Elam. I think it's Elam. Saying how this dude he's making moves, man. He's making plays, man, and said he broke up a few plays, uh, balls that was thrown by Dak. So, and not only that though, football junkie it showed. It's been told also. Brian Broder said they was running some dime packages out there with 6 DBs. What you think?
That's a blitz package, dog.
6 DBs. They was running a dime package on the field, bro. 6
So I
DBs.
wonder who the strong safety is in this situation.
I think it would be Wanye. Well, I
That's
don't know. We still got
that's
Donovan Wilson. Man, we ain't even been talking about Donovan Wilson or Marquise Bell.
it's been quiet, man.
Ooh,
It's
Eberflus
been
ain't
quiet.
giving up nothing.
Hey, and I seen some footage where them boys is gelling pretty good too.
Yeah,
And
man.
DBs are gelling pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
just said now this is thinking that this is one thing about this defense side of the ball. I want to also mention they've been having our Deron Bland playing on the inside. I mean, I thought that was kind of strange. He's been taking the snaps on the inside in the nickel package. I mean, what do
You
you
know
think?
why? You know why? They preparing for that man to come back. They preparing for Diggs to come back. So Diggs must be on good pace right now. But
Yeah,
they saying the Diggs won't be ready till maybe week 4, 5 or 6 or somewhere like that. But they preparing for that man to come back.
man. We've been talking about a little bit about the defense, but man, we got to talk about this safety room, man. We got
Yep.
Marquise Bell, we got Donovan Wilson, we got Wanye Thomas, we got Malik Hooker. Man,
It's deep.
it's deep, man.
And they all can cover.
Huh?
All of them can cover.
Mm,
And range.
mm.
It's a bunch
So
of hawks back there, man.
yeah. So that's what's going on the side on the defensive side. We're noticing that Deron Bland is taking a lot of snaps in the nickel package. Kaiir Elam is doing really, really good at that cornerback position. We noticed that they've been playing a lot of dime packages as well. But not only that, but back on this offensive side of the ball, Brian Broaddus has mentioned, which you guys probably heard, that Miles Sanders been taking most of the number 1 snaps.
Yes, sir. And saying he's looking explosive.
Looking explosive. Look like he's bringing energy in that backfield. So, and we did say, let's not count out Miles Sanders because
Yep.
Miles Sanders is more of a James Conner type, Clayton Adams type running back. again, the way this scheme is set up, football junkie, they need somebody that's gonna hit the holes and
And
create,
get
you know, and be creative once they get through
yeah.
the hole. So, that's something to think about, man. But they've been saying that Miles Sanders is basically getting more of the number ones, going with the number ones. So what do you think about that, bro?
It's so many ways to read into this scenario.
Yeah,
One way I'm reading into it is Miles has some form of knowledge of on how to attack Philly too.
of course. Of course. Give it up. Yeah. But I don't
Yeah,
just think it's just for that game. I think Miles, I mean, like I said, all these guys we have outside of pretty much Phil Maffa and Hunter Luka, they're probably the Thunder. But all these
yeah.
other ones are scat backs. All these
I'll
guys are
scat back.
scat back. Even Javante Williams, he's a scat back, to be
He's
honest with
scat
you.
back with some bulk to him. He's a scat back.
Exactly. So, but like I say, this is what we're faced with, competition in this backfield, man. But right now they're saying Miles Sanders is getting a lot of the snaps with the first team, and then you got Javante Williams. But guess
Williams, yeah.
guess who getting going with the third team?
Mm,
Deuce Vaughn.
yes, sir.
Did we not
Yes,
just?
sir.
They said Deuce Vaughn is getting some snaps in front of Jaden Blue. Wait a minute.
Okay.
As it sit right now. But we talked about this, did we not, football junk? We did a
We
whole
talked
whole
about this.
show on this.
Yes, sir. We talked about this over a week ago. Yes, sir. Heck yeah. Say,
We did.
man, I might have to pull the crystal ball out and see what the crystal ball been talking about while I've been keeping it covered up.
They better listen what the Cowboy Huddle talking about. But right now, as it stands, Brian Broaders had mentioned himself, and they really didn't, but they didn't go into the depths like you and I had went into the depth, because we said who knows this offensive scheme better than Deuce Vaughn. And
Yeah.
on that bit, on that show that we did, man, we had a lot of comments on there. And big shout out to everybody that watched, that commented on that. I couldn't remember the names, but a lot of people was saying in the comments that they have been waiting to see this. Well, here you go. You got the guy that's reunited with Connor Riley. And hey, we said that this man was going to get some snaps, and he's having more snaps, football junkie, than Jaden Blue right now.
Yeah, it's a transitional phase for Jaden Blue to get him
Yeah,
acclimated to the pro level, and then understanding gap assignments and run blocking assignments and stuff like that from the offensive line to his position at running back. So yeah, it's they making it possible for it could be easy for him, and so the less stress, the less press. So he be able
yeah,
to ease into the situation before you know it. They done Blue be done slid out there and pop one,
yeah, yeah. So they're
and
they're
then
allowing him they're allowing him to develop it and get comfortable in the scheme, I guess, right?
exactly. Not only that, you gotta look at something too, though. Jayon Blue is a part of the receiving package too, man.
Part of what?
He's part of the receiving package too, man.
Ooh, man. And it's something that you bring up the receivers. I don't know. Also, Brian Brothers had mentioned in the goal line package, they had CD and George Pickens lined up on the same side.
That's too much, man. This is an over under scenario right here. That's too much, man. You gonna have to put the Great Wall of China over there with them boys when they together.
Ooh.
You got
They,
to.
they
How you gonna
lined
defend that, man?
And if you find you a true number three, a true
Oh,
number three, and then you got Jaden Blue or somebody coming out that backfield and a little screen pass. Oh, I see why you hype. But that is what's being why you hype. But that is what's being told. They had in the goal line package, they had CD Lamb and George Pickens on the same side. Yeah. that
that's
is
too much,
that is
man.
scary. That's very, very scary. As a safety or a linebacker and a cornerback lining up, dude, you better know your assignment, because somebody finna get ripped. Somebody finna
Real
get,
bad.
you know what I'm saying?
And in
But
goal line situation, all that's timing too.
that's all timing. That's all timing. But yeah, this is what's taking place. And also, it's been reported by Brian Brothers while he was at the practice, said that offensive lineman Nate Thomas was
Mm,
working in at right tackle.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Hmm. Which again, I thought Nate Thomas was going to be one that was going to be playing in the guard, competing at the guard.
Yeah,
But now they might move him back now that Robert Jones
Papa
and got
Jones.
hurt.
Yeah,
But they do have him playing. They had him rotating in over at the right tackle. So, um, which is a good thing. And one more thing I want to report. Also, we know I'm not sure if you knew this, football junkie, but our guy Tyler Guyton is working out with Tyron Smith.
oh, okay.
So
Okay.
he's done retired and he's over there working with Tyler Guyton, man, and showing him the technique, the scheme. This is what it's going to take, football junkie. It's going to take somebody that played the position to show him how to, how to adapt.
Yeah, yeah,
What you think?
yeah. It's, I mean, it's iron sharpening iron in this situation right here. I mean, Tyler Guyton he just needs to be refined. That's it. He had some situations last season where he came up short, but I expect it from him. He's young,
Yeah,
you know. So once he get himself situation and ironed out, I believe he's going to be probably one of the next Cowboy greats at the offensive line position, especially at tackle.
well, when you being taught by a Hall of Fame and an All Pro like Tyron Smith, dude, and I'm looking at the picture, and Tyron Smith bigger. He made Tyler Guyton look like a little boy,
Say,
bro.
man, that
Tyron
dude
Smith
big. And on top of that, he is not fat. You know, I mean, this dude is big. He is
yoked. That joker yoked.
silverback,
Penitentiary, fool. You know what I'm saying? What you got on my
silverback.
food? What you got?
Great Debo.
Yeah, straight Debo, man. But so that's what's going on. But anyway, yeah, Tyler Guyton is working out with Tyron Smith, man, which is very well needed, man. So again, I see why you got your low key hype. I think I
Yeah, I'm
hype.
hyped, man.
I think we done went from low key. Now we're up here now, fam. I
Hey,
think. I
man,
mean,
it's
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can truly say, man, I'm liking. Like I said, in our last show we did, I was leaning to it this way, but at the same time, listen to Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin, you gotta go with what the Hall of Famer is saying. You know what I mean?
I can
So
keep you hyped up, man.
you understand? Yeah, for sure, man. So, yeah, man, I think I'm confident. I'm a little confident. I know
Yeah,
we
me
got a
too,
ways
man.
to go. We got a ways to go, but just to
Yeah,
know that we're doing something different, fam. So, man, that's
yeah,
what's up, man. That's what's up.
heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah.
What you got before we get out of here, man?
Man, I also was checking out some the Michael Parsons contract situation, and they talking about a possibly 4 year, $40 million a year situation. I think personally, I really believe that the Cowboys are waiting on one or two contracts to fall between Pittsburgh's Watson and Cincinnati's Hendricks. One of those contracts gonna fall into place before Michael Parsons get his contract. If not both, one of them's gonna fall into place first. Cowboys is, is skimming the surface on waiting, because they want him to be in a good contractual situation where he's happy. They want him to be happy.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Like I say, they can pay him now or they can pay him later. But at the end of the day, they're gonna have to pay him. Yeah, they showed something where him and Jerry Jones on the field talking about 20, 30 minutes, but he just said they were just talking about his off-season workout and things like that, But I can say it myself, there's nowhere in the world they out there on the field negotiate. I know that ain't the case, but Jerry Jones had to make his interest and make his presence known that he was there. So, but
Gotcha.
again, I like the fact that Jerry Jones is not in the pictures. He's like, standing standing on the side or not in the picture like he's been in the past. So he's allowing Brian Schottenheimer to make all the interviews and things like that, which that's something that's something new as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
hey man, hey, we got a ways to go. Now we're gonna be off about 4 or 5 weeks. Ain't much is there. There's not much going to be going on because we got to get ready for training camp. So we went through the OTAs. So won't be much going on for a while now. But at the same time, we definitely going to keep you up to date with the latest here on the Cowboy Huddle podcast. And again, with Football Junkie being on with us like he's been on. So that's more information. So we're going to bring you the latest and the greatest when it comes to the Cowboy Huddle podcast. So with that being said, before we leave, I need everybody to hit the like button. Let us know what you think about what we're giving you today on this show. Leave your comments. Tell us how you feel. Are you hype? Are you low key hype? Are you hyped? Or are you at the highest of hype? So you let us know how y'all feeling about this Cowboys team so far. And I understand it's early, but it's time to get ready to huddle. Give it up. All right, Football Junkie, you got me hyped up now, man. I'm hyped up, ready to go now, bro. So yeah, that's what we gonna do. But anyway, so fam, listen, appreciate you coming through, hanging out with me again, like y'all will. This is what we do on Saturdays, anyway, right? It's what we
Oh
do.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So man, listen here, man. We're gonna get ready, and we're gonna keep searching out and doing our research so we can bring this audience what they need to hear with some mo news that you can use. All right. So come on, get us up out of here, Football Junkie. What you got, brother?
Man, stay. Like Dr. Pepper say, get on the hype train. This bad boy ain't breaking down. Get on the hype
Woo!
train.
Give it up. All right, y'all. We on the hype train. And like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed. 2 fingers up. Deuces.